You're listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network. Yeah, it's a mouthful. For more great shows like the one you're about to enjoy, visit electronicmediacollective.com. And now, our feature presentation.
I'm the man, and the man feels no pressure.
I am the man that everyone fears.
You are now entering the vicious circle.
You are facing a fuel-injected suicide machine!
I'm the man. When I walk, the ground shakes.
I am the master. I am the ruler of the world.
They have been waiting below the surface. Shake the earth beneath the giant. Shake the earth beneath the giant.
And welcome to the Vicious Circle, sort of. I have to apologize. This was supposed to be at 4 Eastern time, but I'm stupid. And I thought today was Saturday. And now I think I'm more upset that I don't have that extra day off this weekend. I guess I did yesterday, but I don't remember it. And now I don't get it. So, and unfortunately, Sid is not able to be here again because right now he still has no internet or television. They said probably by Monday, if not Tuesday. Now, the positive side with that is it's a day closer than I thought it was because I messed up on the day. So hopefully it's only 10:30. Oh, it's only 10:30 UK time. Well, then we got lots of time, right? Where is it? There it is. See, Daniel, we got lots of time. But anyway, yeah, I wanted to come back on to apologize to everybody because I hate it when links expire and you're left there. What happened? I don't get it. And it's my fault. So there we go. But also because Sid wanted to make sure that we talk to everybody and make sure everybody's still doing good. So we brought 2 people from the challenge on. We got Lori back. How you doing, Lori?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Doing great, other than, stupidity. But other than that, doing good.
It happens to all of us.
Exactly. And Tom, how you doing, Tom?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Oh, good. Now, I'm just bring it back up here. You guys are both doing great for what you're looking for this week, aren't you? Yes. Lori, you said you were down 2 pounds this week, but
2 pounds.
What's your total been so far in 5 weeks?
12 and a half pounds. So almost 13 in 5 weeks. Yes.
That is amazing.
That is awesome.
Daniel says, don't apologize, Rob. You do a great job. Except when I muck up.
Hey, you do a good job.
And Jeremy says, hello, Lori and Tom.
Hello.
Hey.
And then Jeremy says it's 2:34 on the West Coast. We got all the bases covered here. So yeah, you were down 2 pounds so far, Lori. That's great work. Like, you don't want to do massive drops.
Well, there you go. Slow and steady wins the race, and that's what I've been trying to do. And I'll be honest, this week has been kind of challenging with where I live. We've had, the winter storm and everything, and it's been. I didn't know how it was going to go at first, but I had to really, really make a dedicated effort, to stay on track. And thank goodness it all worked out and paid off.
You understand, I can't feel much sympathy for your weather.
Oh, I know.
Me.
I feel bad you had to go through it. But
I admire y'all. I'm telling you, it has been so difficult. I admire y'all that have to deal with that all the time.
I'm just up the road with Rob, so I know exactly what he's going through.
I'm in Tennessee, and we're not used to anything like that.
That's just it. If you're not used to it, it's tough to adapt.
Yes.
Oh, and there's Nathan. He said, I'll be watching on and off. You got it, Nathan. He did really good this week too.
Yeah, I've been watching his progress in the group along with Lori's and everybody else's, and everyone's just killing it.
Woohoo, Tom. Hi, Rob and Lori.
Hey, Pam.
Yeah. Thanks, Pam.
Yeah, everyone's just doing so good, and I like the fact of the group of everyone's pushing each other and making sure everyone is consistent and everyone's happy with what they're doing and not just going, okay, I have to do this again today, and I have to be happy about it. We try to comfort each other and make sure that everyone is on the same page or close to it. Which I saw Lori's goals, and I saw what she was making last week, and I'm not cutting anymore because I'm at my goal weight, but now I'm doing a lean bulk. So now I'm happy because now I've lost a couple waist sizes, plus I've lost some body fat, even though I'm bulking up, which is good. So I told Rob this more earlier, I'm like, I'm not cutting anymore, so don't think I'm gaining 4 pounds for nothing.
Well, see, I want your diet because you go up and it's good, and that's what I need.
Yeah. I can help you.
Dean says, "Keep it up, guys."
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Dean.
Jeremy said, "Sorry, I missed last week's podcast because I was out shopping with my mom." And see, that's cool. Family time is important.
And
That's what
especially
helps
now,
keep sanity.
Now, especially with us, me and you, being in Ontario, we have that for a little bit of leeway without going nuts, where we can see certain people in our family without going crazy.
Yeah, it's coming apart or loosening a little
A little bit, yeah.
Yes. What is this? Pam says, "Tom is eating all my steaks now."
I am. I so am. I love steak. So we had steak sandwiches yesterday, and we made them at the house. And I was like, she goes, "Why are you sweating?" I said, "I get the meat sweats. I'm sorry. It's what happens with bodybuilders. You get the meat sweats." And she's like, "You're a savage. Like, what's going on with you?" So.
Man, CC says, "Aloha, everyone. Congrats on your good success. You've inspired me to try and do some things better."
That's awesome.
That's part of it too. And if you want to join the group, CC, let me know. Okay, you can jump in at any point and get the support of all of us. So Nathan says, "I'll get down to around 90 kilograms, then hit the weights hard." So you're almost there.
Awesome, buddy.
Yeah.
He's another one I look at all the time, and he's just killing it.
Yep. JD says, "Hope you all and Sid are doing well. Any predictions on the Elimination Chamber matches tonight, especially the SDL one, with the winner coming back to face Roman Reigns later in the evening?"
I think with them taking out one of the opponents, I think it's going to be a big surprise on who's going to be in the one chamber match. But I don't really know. It's in the wrestling business. You could think one way, and it will go like 4 different ways. So I don't know. I'll have to watch and find out.
Well, see, and that's just it. I don't know who's in it. So
I know Drew McIntyre is defending his title on the Raw one, and Randy Orton's in it, and Sheamus. The Miz was taken out of it, and I don't know who the other guy is, but I know there's going to be some surprise.
What is it? Sarah says, "Just thinking that in a fight between the three of you, I think Rob would lose. Not related to anything, just an observation." Just kidding, Rob. Sarah, yeah, she is a friend of mine. Well, I used to think she was a friend of mine. Okay.
You have to, since he's not here, you have to enter your inner Sid and be like, "Get out, come back in."
Yeah, that's it.
I think Lori would whoop us all. I don't know. She's from Tennessee, so I don't know. She's tough. I think she'd whoop me, even though I'm a bodybuilder and I've been in the business. I think she'll still whoop my ass.
See, I'm only 5'9". She's got 3 inches on me. Okay?
I'm 6'1.5", and she. I can just tell she'd probably whoop my ass still.
See, I know she would win now. Because while she's got a hold of my head and I'm swinging like crazy just trying to reach her, you would be laughing so hard you would knock yourself unconscious.
Yes. And then I look up and Lori's standing over top of me going, "I told y'all. I told you."
Yep. So
Told you I could, yeah.
maybe Sarah was right. What is this? Andrew. Oh, Andrew was one of the other people. And
yes,
he was doing really good this week. I'll get to the words in a second. I'm trying to make my mouse work. Yeah, he dropped a bit too. Like,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Other than Tom, who's going up, but he's doing it on purpose.
I'm doing it on purpose, yeah.
Everybody is hitting their goal, of at least dropping.
Well, before the contest, I was cutting for like 4 months straight. So when I noticed with the contest, and I told Rob in between, and I said, I'm gonna cut for another month and a half, and then I'm gonna go backwards. But I'm gonna lose the body fat and everything. So when I told him I went up 2 pounds, he gave me some flack for it on the one podcast that you were on, and I'm like, I'm going up for a reason.
I would never.
Plan.
Andrew says, Rob, to watch your midweek video on top movie options. Oh, opinions. That's from the movie Madhouse.
Yeah.
Great job. Something different. Well, you're going to love the one coming up tomorrow, which I now know is Monday.
Yeah.
We are doing top 10 foreign films.
Okay.
And by foreign, we mean anything non-Canadian, non-US.
Okay.
All right. So Britain's in there and Australia and everybody. So it's going to be interesting. Cece said, hey, Tom, I don't know if you saw my question I had on the other podcast. You mentioned trying keto and being ravenous. That's how I feel if I don't have high protein. How did you resolve that? How did you resolve for you? Or did you? Or did it?
It took a little bit. I was always emailing my nutritionist and personal trainer going, I'm losing my mind. I need to have something different because I know I'm going to fall off it. My money's on Lori. Thanks, Pam.
Thanks, Pam.
I just asked to up my my protein a little bit higher and if I could eat a little more avocados to suppress my appetite. But other than that, within like the first week, it changed for the better because the first week I was losing my mind. I was like, I'm gonna like stop this in 2 seconds. But he was like, no, you gotta get through like 3 days and then you're fine. But it took a lot, but just stick with it. You know, if it means that much to you and you want to change the way your body looks, consistency is key no matter how you're feeling. Because I've done diets before where I just wanted to fall off and it's good.
The one thing that you need to do for sure is if you're doing something like this, make sure it's something you don't mind doing every day for the rest of your life.
And that is it. It's like it became a lifestyle for me probably like 10 years ago, like fully, where it's like, okay, you know what? I know I love being in the gym, so I know that I have to eat the certain way to look a certain way.
Yep.
And if I don't, I'm just gonna gain fat, which we don't want.
I got some. You can have it.
I'll take
Jeremy
it.
said, I am praying for Sid and those who don't have any power for them to get better. And I agree, except Sid does have power. He just has no internet and no TV. For some reason, the signal is lost somewhere. And they're figuring out why.
But Sid not having internet, I can hear internet Sid coming out all over that house. All over the place.
Let me see here. Here's one from Daniel. General question for you guys. Do any of you like or watch football, soccer? There are lots of American owners in the UK, Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney.
Yeah, McKinney.
McKinney?
Yes.
McElhenney? That
Just
guy
just
purchased Wrexham FC. I got to admit, I don't watch it religiously, but if something happens and I catch it, I will watch a game because I find it interesting.
Lauren?
I actually don't. I'm like Rob. I'll watch it every once in a while, but not much.
Okay, this is where she's probably like watching on her phone. This is where she comes in. Her family is very big on Argentinian soccer because she's from Argentina.
Yep.
And so I'm always watching when I'm at her house and talking to her dad. There's always soccer, football going on. If it's either San Lorenzo or it's Argentina, there's always a game on. So I'm always watching. Even when I'm here, I'm watching soccer all the time. So yeah, I catch a lot.
Soccer.
You know, say that to an Argentinian, you won't live. It'll be like coming after Lori. She'll just take you down. See,
Pam says I do. I watch Argentina.
There you go.
Argentina.
Yeah,
Argentina. UK football needs the investment.
I believe that. I believe so. Yeah.
Is it not as huge as it was? Because I remember, Manchester and there was another team. It was huge rivalries all over the world with those teams.
I don't think it's as big in the last 5 years as it has been previously. I think there needs to be more of a following, but that's with everything, though.
Gotcha. Daniel says, I am from, and I'm assuming there was more to that sentence, but he hit enter a little too quick.
I've done that in the past. I hate it.
And Nathan said, my wife is Colombian, so she must be just crazy about soccer.
So you should be watching soccer if you know what's good for you.
Well, maybe that's why he said boo soccer.
You have no choice.
Let me see here. Pam Ortiz, we don't like Maradona in England.
Oh. Okay, I'm gonna hide the knives. He just passed away recently, actually.
Who?
Maradona just passed away recently. I think like 2 months ago.
Oh, that's a person.
Yeah, he was one of the best players in the world for Argentina
Okay.
back in the 80s.
I thought that was a country with a team.
No, that's an actual player.
This shows you exactly how much I really watch.
Yeah, he was one of the best players in the 80s for Argentina.
Pam says, I know why. Maybe he's really good.
Oh yeah, he's really good. He was.
Oh, Pam, never. Okay, we got a feud going on here. This is not good.
Pam and Nathan, I'm not left in that one. Lower you in. Tag me in. Take me out. You in.
Take care of it.
Okay. Andrew asks, Nathan, question, what was that dish you had with the bare bone involved? I thought it was a stew, but literally it looked like a bone just shoved in a bowl of something.
I thought it might have been like a turkey leg or something. He just like went and then just put it in there. I don't know.
That's what he used to stir it.
And then he made soup or something out of it with the broth. I don't know.
Oh, Jeremy says, I only like Mexican soccer.
Soccer.
Yep, it's always soccer. And Cece said, and yeah, thank you. I could never do keto, but I keep hearing people talk about it. I think you just solidified that I never make doing it long.
Yeah.
Especially with not eating meat as it is.
You have to make sure, like, if you don't eat a lot of protein, make sure your fat content is higher. And when I say that, I mean avocados, and I mean cherry tomatoes and some olives, and if you have like salads a lot, and stuff like that, have cheese and bacon, that stuff will just fill you up, so you don't want to binge. My cravings left me in like 2 days. But then I was like, oh, I got the keto flu and the things that taste probably. You have to get over that hurdle, and then you find there's so many benefits of it.
Nathan says, I'll ask my wife. It's a traditional Colombian soup. Okay, so that could be interesting.
I can relate because Pam and her family make some different things. Like, actually, you know how we were making pancakes the other day, Rob? Well, you said pancakes?
Yep.
Well, Pam and her culture, they make these things called empanadas, which to us, they're meat pies, but they're baked like a pizza pocket.
Wait. Empanadas?
Empanada.
That's not the empanada I get at Taco Bell.
No, it's not. You see that?
Show me the apple.
There's no apple.
That's what I mean. It's not an empanada.
So what it is it's
I know.
It's
I go to
beef and
Taco
stuff,
Bell.
beef and chicken and stuff, and they make it all the time. So they do that, and they make all these other stuff. Like they make this. It's called tortilla papa, and it's literally it looks like a pie or a cake, but it's potato and seasoning and stuff like that with onions and it's potato cake pretty much.
It's not an empanada.
Well, when you end up coming down to deliver the shirts, we'll make sure you have some so you can take home
With apple.
and pancakes.
And pancakes. Daniel said, Rob, the reason is he scored a goal against England in the World Cup with his hand. He called it the hand of God. Did he just call himself God?
That's what Maradona called himself, was the hand of God.
Rob, when you come down, I'll make you some empanadas. There we go.
Empanadas, yeah.
That's it. If you're putting meat and stuff in it, it's a pierogi.
Yeah, but it's called empanadas in Argentinian, so don't fight with her. She'll kill you.
Oh, and here's Nathan. Sancocho de Gallina is
the name of the soup. Okay. Thanks, Nathan.
There we go. And CC said, I eat higher protein. I'm okay with fat. I just want to get sugar down and carbs lower too.
So on keto, there's no carbs whatsoever unless it's coming from food. So I was on anywhere from 20 to 50 grams of carbs a day, and that was just coming from the fats of like the normal foods that were part of the keto diet, and that was it. And I don't eat a lot of like bread and stuff as it is, but when I do, it's like I'm good. But yeah, it keeps the sugar down. It's just you just gotta get past the first 3 days and you're good.
See, I got to put this. First, she said, "Ooh, empanadas." Then she said, "Pam, send them down this way, but make them vegan."
I bet she
Got
could.
apples in them. Like, yeah, well, then it's vegan.
I bet she could.
Okay, here we get one more thing. Sean Mitten said, "Evening, Rob. Where's Sid? I thought this blonde young lady was Ronda Rousey on here. She looks like her. Hello from London."
Hey, it almost goes to like what we said. She'll take you down. That's what.
Oh, even Nathan said, "I just posted real empanadas in our group."
Nice.
Good.
I'm looking.
I'll take the photo and I'll post it in the group later.
Okay. Well, that's what he just said. He posted it in the group.
Okay.
So I have to find the group, and we'll see if Nathan's have apples.
Yeah, I was telling Rob that our gym's opened a little bit. Okay. Yeah,
See-
same thing. Same thing I have, yeah.
You just you can't tell what's in it.
Last week, and so it's 10 people at a time.
Oh,
So
wow.
it makes booking difficult. So I have to like book at midnight. Yeah.
Wow.
So 12:01, I have to book because you can book 3 days in advance. So I had to book last night for tomorrow, and then tonight I have to book for tomorrow, Tuesday, and then I have to wait until Wednesday so I can get a booking. If not, I have to book Thursday and Friday ahead, unless someone cancels. Yeah.
So I just got to answer Sean's question.
Hmm.
Right now, Sid does not have internet or television, so we can't get him online to be with us. He wants to, but without internet, it's next to impossible. So hopefully, like they said, Monday they're going to have him fixed up. But at the very least, we've got till Thursday.
Yeah.
Let me just, which makes me wonder what Pam just said. Where is it here? Hey, come on, where is it?
I just saw it a minute ago.
Oh, my computer's acting wonky.
Hey, Maria Luis.
Maria Luisa, Sid will be on Tuesday. Sid will be where on Tuesday?
Thursday, Pam.
We better make sure Sid knows.
I think Pam is missing her Sid. I think that's what it is. I think she needs that Sid fix. I don't know.
That's Pam says, "You guys are crazy. We have the best empanadas in the world. I think I got to choke slam some people and then feed them empanadas."
Okay.
I'm down with
Rob, you're
that.
the first- you're
As
the first
long
one
as
in
there's
line.
apples in them.
She will make you specialty ones.
What? Nathan, no apples, tomato, chicken, potatoes, herbs, and spices. These
Yes.
are not empanadas.
Yes. So we put beef in them too, but we had chicken and beef. Yeah, you can put apple in if you want, but only Rob is the crazy one that wants apples and bananas.
And a little caramel. You got to have a little caramel in there too.
That's called dulce de leche.
No, it's called an empanada. Ask Taco Bell. Anyway, Pam,
The
Daniel says,
caramel's called dulce de leche.
Pam, empanadas come from the Falklands. Cool. And here's Johnny. Where the hell is Sid?
Everyone's gonna like campaign for Sid to like just like hijack
Right.
someone's like internet for like 5 minutes and be like, I'm here.
What makes you think Sid would be on his own show? Really? No. Oh, and what Bobby Brown says, he rules the world and he has no TV. Yeah, that's literally it. Or internet. So yeah. Sean says, let Ronda Rousey speak.
Go, yeah, talk. That's your nickname from now on.
I'm enjoying listening to y'all. So.
That's your nickname from now on.
Uh-huh. Nathan
what
said,
it is.
where are you from, Pam? 2 hours up the road from me, Ontario. Yep.
And if you want to be technical, Argentina.
There we go. Was she born in Argentina or is she Argentinian?
She was born in Argentina, yes.
How'd she get across the border?
I don't know. Ask her. No, they moved here when she was 6.
No, I just had to add controversy. That's all.
Yeah.
Okay, so any plans to do things? Oh my God, my phone's acting crazy. Or my computer. Hey everyone, hope everyone is good. Elimination Chamber tonight. Yes, it is.
The only thing missing is Sid from that photo you showed me.
Oh, here we go. Sid doesn't need TV. He just stares at the wall until it's time to punish. There we go. Oh, and then Pam answered, Argentina born, live in Ontario, Toronto. Wouldn't that be Toronto, Ontario?
Yes.
I just wondered. Okay. And Nathan said, just uploaded a picture of my new grow for the allotment. Check it out. Yeah, he has got quite the garden in his backyard.
If we did that here, it wouldn't be a good.
Well, other than being under 75 feet of snow,
Yeah.
you know, yeah.
That reminds me of. Did you guys see that video on social media where a guy was trying to shovel snow into a briefcase and try to send it back to Africa for his family?
No.
There was a guy, like we talked about, well, the guy wanted, we could send him snow, but it'd be water by the time he got there. There's a video on social media. I think the guy is from Africa, and he had a suitcase, and he goes to a street, and he starts filling up the suitcase with snow. And a random stranger goes, "What are you doing?" He goes, "There's free snow. I'm going to put it in a suitcase and send to Africa for my family to cool down. Because by the time you get there, it'll be water." "No, it's ice. It will stay."
Nathan said that was Andrew, and I guess he was sending it to Nathan because Nathan's got like a heat wave thing going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have no sympathy for Nathan either. Okay, just saying.
I will switch you. You give us the heat, you take the snow.
Please. But then we'll get the heat and complain about the heat, so we won't win. All right. Anyway, just to wrap this up, do you guys have any special plans you're going to try this week, or are you just going to stay on board with what you've been doing?
Go ahead, Lori. I'll answer after.
For me, I'm going to just try to stay on board with this week being such, even though I was able to still have success, it was an off week considering the snow and we couldn't go outside. I did the best. I did my walk in the snow. It just wasn't the same. So really my goal is that once the snow melts, I know y'all probably don't have that luxury.
For a month or so.
Exactly. But we're ready for it to go. So my goal is just to get back on track and, to get outside more and get back on my walking and just stay. I've managed to keep counting my calories and try to stay on track with my food. And that has been, like Tom said, consistency. I try to stay consistent. And that's been kind of, little difficult, but I made myself, keep up with it and just track everything. And I did not, I did it first, but I tried not to use the snowstorm as an excuse just to eat.
That's the easy thing to do.
Oh man, I don't see how y'all do it because it was really hard. It's like, oh, let's just eat whatever, and then I was like, nah, I better get back on track.
The biggest thing I've noticed, and this has nothing to do with me changing my diet, just in general, is not overeating and knowing when to put the fork down. Because I always would wake up and be like, I'm hungry, I want a snack, and then I'm like eating the first thing I see. But I noticed, if I can eyeball what my portion sizes are and how many calories for each thing. I've done it for so long. It's one of those no-brainers where I can see what I'm eating. Last night, I ate a little more than what I should have, but it wasn't bad. It may have been like 200 calories more, but that's okay. You can fluctuate like that as long as at the end of the week, your net calories are pretty much equal. Don't worry if you go over by 100 or 200 calories. That's not a big deal. It's not going to harm you. But if you go over 5 to 1,000, then I'd be like, okay, put the fork down, walk away.
Yeah.
But don't. The best advice I could give anybody who's watching, and even you two on here, I know Rob's diabetic, don't cheat yourself out of food. You can eat anything in moderation. It's calories in, who's calories out. And I know if Sid was here, he'd say, Tom, go home. You'd steal my lines. But it's calories in, who's calories out. So don't be scared if you're eating an extra 100 to 200 calories. As long as you stay below that 500 calorie deficit, you're fine.
Sarah said, how the heck are you able to give up bread?
Because I ate so much of it growing up, I just
Okay.
It's like when you eat so many things that same for over and over, it's like you need a break. I can't do it.
Yeah.
I think for me on the bread, I saw, I grew up thinking I had to have it with every meal.
Yeah. That's Pam. It's like she has pastry or something. It's like,
yeah, you see that you don't have to. And I try to, if I do like a pizza on my own, I try to replace it with like the cauliflower.
Okay.
Like crust, stuff like that, where I still feel like I'm getting something in that category. It's just a little bit healthier.
Yeah, it's everybody's. I miss toast. I hear it too, Nathan. It's everyone's preference. Bread's not bad. It's in moderation, right? Everything in moderation. Like I wouldn't tell Rob to stop. I wouldn't tell Rob to stop eating cream pies because he's like, I can't.
Mm-hmm. Andrew said, I appreciate you all sharing your pictures and advice. It's on my mind what I eat and what I'm doing. Accountability, great group. And that's exactly it. If you can make sure to maintain your portion size, I know before when I would sit down, I'd grab a bag of chips and I'm only going to eat a bit. And I would be halfway through the bag before I'd go, oh, better roll it up.
That was
Yeah.
me. Yeah.
And that's why Mike Messier years ago was like, I bet you can't eat just one commercial because you can't.
Yep.
That's
But
true.
now what I do is I make sure if I'm going to have a snack like that, it's in a portion size like cup or bowl or something like that. Even yogurt. I used to be able to pound through
Oh,
a thing
yeah.
of yogurt. But then it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, no.
That is my weakness. So I went and got the Yoplait ones, the foil packs. Well, Rob knows. And they're about 100 calories each cup. So if you don't want to make a meal and you're short 400 calories, eat 4 of those and you're good.
Yeah.
Because it's like 70% less sugar than normal yogurts.
CC says, I love toast and it's something I let myself have now and again, just like burgers. Gotta have buns, hon.
And CC also, if you like, if you want to try the keto diet, burgers will be your best friend with eggs. You can have burgers with lettuce instead of the bun. So that'll be your best friend.
I was at a convention in London, which is an hour from here, and it was actually it's called Shock Stock, and what it
Okay.
is, it's
I know
B
that.
grade horror and adult entertainment. So they had a porn star there. Okay, well, one of my friends was an artist there at the time. I went down because I know the guy that runs it. So afterwards, we all went out to eat, and I came in. They had already started, and I looked down. She's got a hamburger patty on lettuce with tomato.
Yep.
And it's like, oh, that's awesome. What is that? And she goes, it's a hamburger.
Yep.
Where's the bun? Well,
You
I
can-
can make the bun. Then it's not a hamburger.
You can get that at a lot of restaurants nowadays, especially at Harvey's. Harvey's, if you ask them, can I get this without the bun, they will wrap it in a lettuce and say, okay, what else do you want on it? And they'll give it to you.
See,
So
that is very cool.
they will do that and they'll be like, don't worry about it. Because a lot of people will either do that or opt out for the vegan stuff, the Beyond Meat stuff, which is good. As long as you eat it hot, don't eat it cold. You'll be like, I'm not touching this.
It's like McDonald's French fries.
I did that once. I was like, "Ew." And another thing is, I don't know who all likes avocados in the group or who's watching. Those are your best friend because they fire up the immune system and help you drop weight, water weight, and body fat.
There you go.
That's a little tip.
That's a sad burger without the bun.
Sorry, Pam. You know how I am. She hates my diets because when I'm cooking and she wants something else, I cook it, but I cook myself different. She's like, "Why won't you eat this? It's not gonna bother you, you big guy." I'm like, "I'm not eating this. I'm not making this." And she's like, "You're so fussy." I'm like, "I'm strict. I'm not fussy." So
Well, let's end with this one. Daniel says these Canadians don't know about football.
that may be true.
I don't know about Canadians. I know about me, and I don't know about football.
I don't know everything about football, but I know a little bit. But
Yeah. All right. Well, guys, thank you so much for coming on. Okay.
Thank you for having us. And I'm just so
Thank
glad, like we've talked about, I think that the accountability is
Yeah.
essentially going to be the key. I know for me it is. It's really helping me to stay on track with having this group.
Exactly.
even if you can't get, oh sorry, Lab, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Even if you can't get to the gym, I've noticed myself with the lockdown, I had my bands and stuff, which I didn't do all the time. That's on me. That's on me 100%. But I noticed if I stayed on my diet, my body will not gain a pound if I don't want it to. So accountability is key. No matter what's going on, just stay on your diet and you will be good to go. And you'll realize when you're back in the gym or whatever, everything will just start flying and you'll be so much better for you.
That consistency, yes. And I find out too that if I'll just get up in the morning and do my morning routine and keep that routine, it's like my whole day goes better.
Yes.
So just from the beginning,
Well, and it's one of those things. If you skip one day, it's so easy to
Yeah.
skip the second day.
Yeah.
It's that much harder to start again. And people slip up. You get off the wagon once in a while.
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah.
just
It
make sure
happens.
you don't have a 2-day gap, because then you've pretty much signed your death warrant.
What I do is, especially when I was on keto before we wrapped up, sorry, Web, I was dying. The first week, I'm like, man, I can't do this. I'm not used to eating like all the high like greasy fats. I thought it was bad for me, which I guess they weren't. But I made myself a promise: if I can do this for a certain amount of time, give myself a cheat meal or a cheat snack or something. So that way I'm like, okay, I have something at the end of this. Because it's so easy, like Rob said, to fall off one day, I'll have this next day. And then a week later, you're like, oh man, what have I done?
I guess we'll end with this one, Daniel. Daniel, thanks, Rob, Paul, Lori, and Pam. Enjoyed the pod. Guess you're Paul.
I guess I'm Paul. Yeah. Hello.
I'm not Paul.
Hey, if my name is Paul Levesque, Triple H, I'll be happy.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
Oh, even Nathan here. He said, I stopped calling it a cheat day if I have one and call it a treat day.
Yes.
Makes me feel better about it.
There you go.
Or a treat meal. Because I usually will have my biggest meal and I'll swap that for a cheat meal. Not a cheat day, a cheat meal, and then I'll continue with my day, and your body won't even realize what happens.
That's it. I've experienced that because, I've talked about it several times where, I've had the pizza meal or whatever here and there. But like you said, do it just for a meal, not all day. And you don't. It's like, it's not even a blip on the radar. I mean, you just keep right on going.
It's like when there's a tournament when you're cutting weight. Every 7th day, you'll have a refeed day, which is a bunch of carbs. Where instead of having 1,800 calories, you'll have 25, and it's all high carbs. So what I do is, okay, if I don't want to have that day, I will throw in a meal like a pizza or something where I get that, and then I just go back to my bed. So my body says, hey, I had my refeed day. I don't need to from that one meal, which in necessity, you didn't.
Nathan said, I need my beers.
Oh, geez, that's not good.
And Daniel said, sorry, I meant Tom. And don't worry, Daniel, right. I've called him worse. So Paul is
man, you should hear when we text each other. Oh,
yep.
You think Sid's bad? Whew.
Nobody's met internet Rob but Tom.
Oh, I have. Oh, Rob's a great guy. He puts you in your place when you need to, though. That's for sure. Like Ronda Lori Rousey over here.
That's right.
She'll step in and she'll send you. Yeah.
All right, guys. I'm going to bump you out now because we're going to wrap up. But thank you again for coming on. Maybe next Sunday we can get a couple more. I'm going to make Nathan come on because he keeps chatting in, so he could have joined us.
He could have, yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Rob.
There we go. All right, everybody. And again, I do apologize for the Saturday-Sunday mix-up. I will make sure I remember the days of the week from now on, just so I make sure the show is on the right day. And we are going to aim for Thursday. Now, it might be a later show, probably about 8:15 Eastern Standard Time. I've got a wonky schedule this week, and Sid and I are working around that. So keep that in mind. But that's what our target is. Tomorrow, Sid's going to be looking into his internet to see what's going on because it's been far too long. It's been like 4 or 5 days, and that's crazy. So until next week, everybody, thank you for joining in. And next time we talk, we should have Sid, which I know everybody wants. We'll talk to you later. You've been listening to the Vicious Circle podcast. Your host, Sid Udi, co-host Rob Bellamy. Additional research by Pete Marsh. The Vicious Circle podcast is produced by Two Cousin Road Trip Productions, a division of JX3 Media Productions. The intro music is Unleash the Giants by Cemetery Spawn, and the outro music is Digging Space by Mike Trouble.